Welcome to Bruins Overtime Live, presented by BuyAToyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit BuyAToyota.com. Dale Arnold, Billy Jaffe, Barry Peterson with you. Well, we've said in the pregame show, they absolutely, positively had to win this game. They did.
We didn't say how they had to win.
No, just had to win.
Just had to win. And this is one of those games over the course of an 82-game season that you will accept not the beautiful kind of play for a positive result. Now, that doesn't mean that you like some of the sloppiness and the mistakes. Yep. I got to think, Barry, that half of it, if not more, was mental. Meaning the mind leads the body. Tired, traveled. You talk about it and say, well, it shouldn't be an excuse. It is. When you go on a long road trip, you come back, you know how you feel. It takes you a week to get better, let alone one day for these guys.
Could be 2 weeks for me, but go ahead.
Right. But overall, when it mattered most, guys came through, and you could feel the crescendo. It wasn't pretty in that second period, but it was all right in the third.
No, but I think as we talked about and kind of previewed the game in the pregame, we talked about how Buffalo, when you're playing the night before, you get off to a little better start. Your legs are a little fresher, and you kind of hope, as a Bruins fan, as the game wore on, the Bruins would be able to get their legs and come back. The Bruins had a really good third period.
Yep.
You know, they outshot them 8-3. Korpisalo kept them in the game. The power play came through at the end when they really, really needed it.
More on Korpisalo in just a couple of minutes. But yes, to Barry's point, the Bruins got a power play goal when they needed it most in a tie game in the third period. And it was kind of appropriate that Morgan Geekie was the guy who got it.
And the power play had 1 second left on it, but that doesn't matter. It's still a power play goal. And the Bruins here, this is the penalty leading to it. So good for Oliver Wahlstrom, who picks the puck, skate the stick, and then bobbles it, or dribbles it, I should say, and then he gets taken down. It's a penalty, Rick, no question about it.
Great eye-to-hand coordination, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So now you go here with 13 seconds left on the power play, nothing happening, so to speak, and then Byram gets it out. Here we go. Low right, quick up. Key to the play is that quick up. Posture knock, sees the seam open up, because not one, but two Bruins drive middle lane. That opens up for Geekie, who had a goal taken away earlier, but that was just huge. Here's your middle drive. Two guys, not one but two. It's Brazeau, and he gets cross-checked or bumped into the goaltender by Samuelson.
Yeah, and that was, would you have replayed this?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No
I don't think
way.
you have much of a choice. I think right there when Samuelson takes out Brazeau, yes, if I'm Reimer, I can see why I'm upset. I see the guy coming in, but I did not see, if I'm Reimer, I didn't see my defenseman, Samuelson, put him right into him.
Got news for you. I know you don't officiate the period per se, but anyway. That's probably a penalty in the second period, Dale. Like if the goal doesn't go in, the referee will look for that and say interference. Yeah. I mean, but regardless, it was clearly Samuelson initiating contact that led Brazeau into the pad of the goaltender Reimer.
Pre-game, we talked about Morgan Geekie and how he has picked up his play of late. Last 4 games, 3 goals and an assist for 4 points and a +2, 10 shots on goal, 2 game-winning goals.
Yeah, 2 game-winning goals, one tonight and then the other one Van last week. 12 games, Dale, 6 goals, 3 assists. So he's really gotten going. He's comfortable in his spot.
Well, as I said earlier, you don't often get an opportunity to score the game-winning goal in the third period twice. But Morgan Geekie did just that. And by the way, this one was appropriately called back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was. You can see as Pasternak was coming up. Bruce did a good job here, as Brick had alluded to. It looked like they were in trouble, but they got back in and did a good job defensively. Geekie goes in here. Pasta's on the far side, and he's trying to reset. You can see him coming. He's trying to time it. But right here, clearly, that's offside.
Yeah. We live by inches in the NHL now, and again, it's a clear call. He was offside, so the puck is still on the blue line there. I mean, anyways, they got it right. Buffalo with the good challenge there.
It was determined that the play was offside. Please reset the clock. 12:47.
So as we said, it was kind of appropriate that Geekie got the opportunity on the power play to get the game winner again.
It was good. And when they were doing the replay and they showed Pasta on the bench, he just went, oh no. He thought he had timed it for the reset to come back out, and he just obviously clearly was ahead of the play.
Morgan Geekie gets the game winner on the power play in the third period, and after the game spoke with Andrew Raycroft.
One more, they don't ask how, they ask how many, and that was that kind of a 2 points for you guys tonight.
It's huge. We knew they were going to come out hard. Coming off a back-to-back. So, it was a long trip for us, but we didn't come out the way we wanted to. But I like the way we responded in the second and the third.
Well, and you stuck with it in the third. Obviously, you get a wrister called back that feels like the game winner, but you guys stay with it and you're able to pound the next one home.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, that's kind of the resiliency we've had these last few games. we're just trying to get back to the way we've been playing, and I like the way we're trending. We're just gonna keep going next couple days.
Good hockey karma for you too, right? It's starting to kick in. That's a good sign of that in the third period. How do you feel about that? Like when you're shooting and the confidence level you have?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of been fighting it all year. It's nice to see a few go in. So, I feel like I've been making a lot of plays away from the puck too that have definitely helped me, contribute on the score sheet too. So, I play with two great players in Pav and Pasta. So, I know we're going to get looks with their skill level. So I'm just going to try and help out where I can in that department.
Well, really well done, well deserved game winner.
Awesome, thank you.
You got it.
Star of the game presented by Subaru of New England. Fall in love with a brand new Subaru. Joonas Korpisalo at home this year in 6 starts, a 4-1-1 record, a 1.63 goals against average, .935 save percentage, and a shutout. And he was clearly our first star of the game tonight.
Yeah, he was. And as Brick had alluded to on his first period wrap, and we had talked about Dale, Korpisalo was by far and away the Bruins' best player when he had to be in that first period. He makes 8 saves. The Bruins get outshot 8-6. And then in the second period, he's their best player. They get outshot 9-5. So after 2 periods, Billy, the Bruins are getting outshot 17-11. And the only reason they're hanging around, have a chance to win and dominate in the third period was because of this guy.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he wasn't, how would I know, tired, but his focus was outstanding all game.
Yeah, it was.
And it says to me that he understands his role. And it's not that these other guys are working, but he hasn't played. He's done his job as the backup the last few, but I think he knew for a few days he was coming back for this one. So he starts preparing for it in advance. And I thought his strength in this game, physically as well, he was on it. He barely, this year, and gosh, I hope I don't jinx it, he doesn't give up marginal goals, Barry. He battles his backside off, and he's making some very, very understatement, timely saves.
You can really see the teammates after the game was over, and obviously everybody's, coming back. They went right to Korpisalo immediately and said, hey, congratulations, good game. Like, you gave us the chance to win this game later on because we didn't have our legs earlier, and the younger Buffalo team was ready and fresher earlier and took it to the Bruins.
Let's not forget, too, Dale, his last start was a loss. And that was his first regulation loss since the end of October when the Bruins lost to Philly. So there's something probably a little personal. Like, I want to come back and show him that my last game was a bit of not a regular thing that's going to happen.
Does it make me soft and squishy to have one small moment of sympathy for the Buffalo Sabres? I really do feel bad for them. I'm
not going to answer that first part of the question.
They busted their rear ends tonight and still get nothing to show for it.
They did, Mr. Squishy. They did.
Well, okay.
They did.
I'm asking you.
Yeah, Mr. Sensitivity over here. I will say I thought they played well.
I thought they did too.
Especially for back-to-backs.
Yeah.
And given what their 0-9-3 record is coming into this one, and Barry, there was hope there. There was an opportunity for him. So I will agree with Dale Softy.
Yeah, and I think to your point too, Dale, you could see when they panned the benches after Marshy's loss, you could just look at them. This wasn't like a normal loss because it's mounting now. At 13, they had their heads down. And then, we've all been through it before. We've been on that bad side of it. We know how awful it feels.
Well, it's Dale and Barry and him, the star of Die Hard, joining us here tonight. We got plenty more to come on Bruins Overtime Live. In the building, he was the second star. For us, he was the first star. Joonas Korpisalo